Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Ehsan and this is a documentation video for the final project of the course CS110 Data Structures and Algorithms, which is offered in term Spring 2019 at Habib University. For the final project of this course, we had to design an application which will implement some sort of algorithm in form of a game or a puzzle or a pathfinder or any of such application which will utilize some sort of algorithm to be carried out. So we decided to implement the algorithm of solving a tangled Rubik cube, which is a method which includes different separate methods, and the method that we decided to use was a layer by layer method, which is one of many algorithms to solve a 3 by 3 Rubik's cube or even of higher degree Rubik cubes, but we decided to stick with a 3 by 3 Rubik's cube for this project. So we implemented this algorithm in Python and used the graphical user interface or GUI, as well as to make this Rubik's cube solver more interactive. So the orientation we selected for this Rubik's cube was this one, where white face would be on the top, followed by the green, red, blue and orange, and similarly yellow on the bottom. Similarly, each face had some sort of indexing. Each face had indexing ranging from 0 to 5, and then each box on each face had its own separate index as shown here. So we had to keep the track of indexes so as to move so as the moves are applied, we could keep the track of position of each of the box while manipulating the overall orientation of the cube. Similarly, for the moves itself, we designed this following orientation to help the user understand which moves to perform once the algorithm runs to give the output. This image or this orientation was designed by ourselves on Photoshop. So moving on to the algorithm, we have we designed was basically what it does is it takes the input once this algorithm or this code is run. This is the output of the code. So what it does is it takes the input in the following manner, which where users with the Rubik cubes can manipulate the Rubik cube as they wish, and once they are done, they can input the orientation of each face as given here on this following screen and press the button done or solve to solve the Rubik cube. Once the solve button is pressed, the algorithm will run and show each move that the user has to perform to solve the Rubik's cube completely, while also showing the visual representation of the whole cube after each move, as you can see here, which I will show you in a while. But first let me show you how the input is taken. For example, I click this box and I press up or down arrow key to change its color, as you can see. So for each of the box, the user will have to change the colors separately according to the Rubik cube that they have. I've already manipulated one of the Rubik cube and have given the input so as to save the time. Now let me run the algorithm. As you can see, the algorithm is currently now running, and each move when is being called, for example here, as you can see, each move that is being called, and according to that move, the orientation is being displayed. So user can verify each of the orientation that they have according to the move that they perform given here. So as you can see, so the visual representation is obviously taking time, but the algorithm itself takes about 2 to 3 seconds at most to give this output right here. As you can see, this is the complete output which carries all the moves that the user had to perform to obtain this state of the Rubik's cube, which is the complete solved state. As you can see, yellow, 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 yellow are on the one side of the face, and all the other sides are also completely of the same color. So I will allow this algorithm to run for a while and to give the overall output. So you can see how does the algorithm work for itself. Also you can see all one of this side is already solved, and these sides are now being solved. As it is a layer by layer method, you can see it start first of all with the top face, which is the white one, then this first layer, then the second layer, then the third layer, and then the bottom face itself. So let me just allow this algorithm to run and solve the Rubik's cube. So the time this algorithm will take will be decided on the basis of how disoriented the cube Rubik's cube is. Greater the disorientation will be, greater will be the time taken, and vice versa. For this specific GUI, we use the tkinter library only, while the move reference images that you saw earlier were designed in the Photoshop. Apart from that, the code was implemented in Python alone. So they were pretty much all the resources that we used to implement this algorithm. As you can see, about 2 of the layers are solved and the last one remains. Also, we could have included these reference images right on this corner, so as to increase the aid to the user and to make the moves much more easier, so user would not have to memorize all of these moves, but as they will be displayed here. As you can see, the algorithm has finished, and we have a complete solved state of a Rubik's cube, which is the final state itself. So the data structures we used for this purpose was mostly linked nested list and couple of other to keep the track of the states, such as stacks and queues and other such data structures. So once this algorithm is finished running, the Rubik's cube is completely solved. There were also a couple of things that we wanted to implement in this project, but were unable to do so because of the time constraint that we had throughout the semester. For example, we wanted to take the inputs of the Rubik's cube using image detection, where user would have to present the cube in front of a camera, and we will have detected the color string of that face, and will have input that sequence of the string to the to our program, and repeat the process for each face, so that the user could easily input the overall orientation of the cube without putting each of the cube face individually. But for the time being, we didn't went with that input method, but in future, if I implement that, I will post and update a video for that here. Apart from this algorithm, we also tried to solve the Rubik's cube using the brute force method, which tried every possible combination to basically solve the Rubik's cube. So what it does, it was a resource stressful task, because much of the memory was being utilized depending on how disoriented the cube was. So we were only able to solve the 5 layer given the computational resources we had available. So what we implemented is basically a 5 layer method solver, which solved the Rubik's cube using brute force method, including the disorientation for greater than 5 moves. The time taken was much more than it is currently taken. So I will demonstrate one of the input string that I have already input here, as you can see, which is of disoriented cube, obtained by applying 5 any random moves to it. So once I apply the brute force method, which is done using this algorithm given here, which once I run it, as you can see, it takes about 5 to 10 seconds to solve this, to apply the brute force and to read every possible combination to give a sequenced output, which will be displayed in about a while. So increasing the moves will obviously increase the time taken to a significant amount. As you can see, we have obtained the output of a solved Rubik's cube. As you can see the string here, only within the 5 moves, which is much more efficient than the previously shown algorithm of layer by layer. This only utilizes 5 moves to solve the Rubik's cube. Similarly, if you will have increased the moves for greater than 5, so it will have taken much more time, and it will be of 5 to 6 moves to it. So that was it for our project of data structures and algorithms. So I will post an update video in the future if I made some amendments to the algorithm or the GUI. But for now, that's it. So Allah Hafiz for now, and take care, and I will see you in the next video.